Hi, this is Rob Anspach, and I'm with Ron Lippold, the owner-operator of You're the Boss Carpet Cleaning in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I want to welcome you, Ron, and today we're going to talk about your business and how you help customers in Albuquerque.
Well, Rob, great to talk to you this morning. Helping people is what I love to do. That's the reason I'm in this business is the instant gratification. Uh, we get to take people's houses. Not all of them are bad, but the ones that are super bad, you get to really make an impact on their life. It just changes the indoor environment in the house, and that's what I like.
Now you do more than just carpet cleaning, though, right?
Oh yeah, we restore saltillo and brick. We polish marble and travertine and do granite countertops, clean marble and stone showers, color seal. We do pretty much all hard surfaces, commercial and residential both.
Wow. And now, how long have you been in business?
I've been doing this since 1991. Uh, Changed everything over to You're the Boss in 2006.
So you've been cleaning for a long time now. What are some of the changes that you've, probably seen or even experienced over those 20 some years of or 30 years of cleaning?
Well, of course, we all started with the dry shampoo method. Uh, then we dummied up and thought we could do it ourselves and bought our portables and shampooers and went out and passing out flyers and, you made the phone ring. Well, then you get the truck mounts and then you get a bigger truck mount. And currently we run the Vortex. It's got the biggest blower in the industry and run a lot of hose and run a lot of water.
Now, what makes your company a little different than some of the companies in Albuquerque?
Well, we do in-home estimates for everybody that we clean for. If they won't let us in the house to build a rapport, find out what they're dealing with, they're not our customer. We don't typically run ads or specials because everything we do is special. Uh, we don't do any bait and switch, and I'm one of a couple of guys in town that is the owner that does the cleaning. I just don't like sending employees out to do the job. Just don't do it the way that I'd like it done.
Now, you do residential, commercial, kind of both?
Yeah, we do both. We do a lot of the casinos around here. I do a lot of art galleries up in Santa Fe. Uh, I like the big work. We do the Lensic Theater in Santa Fe as well. Uh, so yeah, we do both.
Now, I noticed on your website you had cleaned Fort Knox, I guess, a couple years ago. Can you share a little bit of the experience you had there?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest jobs that I've ever been on. We cleaned right at about 700,000 square feet in 23 days. Uh, there was me and another guy, two companies that were involved with it. It was a warranty claim for the mills. I can't specify which one, but yeah, that was a lot of work.
Now, what have you've done over the years to kind of speed up your time to make your job more efficient when you go into customers' homes?
Oh, well, we've got, all the goodies. We use the best cleaning products in the market. We don't buy stuff locally. It's they just don't care. They want to sell you what brings in the most dollar for the bang for the buck. We pre-scrub most of our jobs with a CBR, pre-spray everything first, CBR it and rinse it out. We use an acid rinse, which reverses the pH back to a 6.5. That's where the mills want it. Groom everything out, and you're left with a fantastic looking carpet.
Now, for those who are listening or will listen to this video, can you kind of explain what a CBR is? I mean, I know, but maybe there's people out there that have no idea. I guess it's a rotating bristle machine that scrubs.
Yeah, it's a counter-rotating brush, and it lifts the carpet and helps get the pre-spray agitated, bring up any deep down stuff that the vacuum's missed, uh, and it just leaves the carpet ready to be extracted. And man, makes fantastic results. We
Now you,
also use the zipper wand. That gives us extremely fast dry times.
yeah, I was just going to ask you about the zipper, and I saw some of your pictures, and it just looks like a very fantastic new technology that really helps get those carpets cleaner.
It is. It allows you to clean both ways. You get dry strokes both ways. Uh, I use the big 15-inch version. He's got a smaller 13-inch version, uh, but it covers a lot of ground really quick. Fantastic machine.
Now, in all these years of cleaning, I mean, is there jobs that you won't take anymore? Is there just challenges or things that people just left their carpets so nasty that you just don't want to touch?
Now, because I do it for the customer, uh, I just recently had one, and it was the most nasty pet stain job I've ever seen. She couldn't afford my price, so I went ahead and did the job anyway, didn't charge them. The reason was they had two kids that were crawling around on the carpet, and I just could not leave that house like that. I know it's still, got back to the way it was because they don't let the dogs out. And unfortunately, I haven't heard from them again. So, you try to do good things for people and hope stuff comes back around. But
So
I
you
just
have,
couldn't let go.
it sounds like you have a real kind heart, and that probably means a great deal to a lot of people.
Well, it rubs off on people. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and uh, 9 times out of 10, it works out the right way.
Now, are there times when there's a lot of customers that are calling and you got to put them back a little bit on your schedule? I mean, how do you kind of balance that?
Well, being that people don't call me, well, sometimes they call me for price shopping, but uh, the majority of the time, it's a repeat or referral uh, that I'm going back to do. So they don't ask how much it is. They just tell me what they want done and write me a check. Most of them leave the house, got errands to run, fill out the check, and lock the door on your way out. So
So a lot of
that's
your business is, well, besides the big commercial stuff, is most of your business carpet cleaning, or is it stone and tile, um, or is it just kind of even?
it's pretty even. I would say we're probably 60-40 carpet versus tile. Uh, I'll throw the stonework in on the tile. Uh, Marble polishing gets to be pretty expensive. Uh, the carpet cleaning is definitely the biggest revenue.
Now, is there more skills needed for different types of services that you offer?
Oh yeah, you just don't jump off into polishing stone without getting proper training on that. I go out to California a couple times a year to, refresh my skills and stay up on the latest technology. Uh, we still go to carpet cleaning schools in the town just to hear the same thing that we've heard since 1991 over and over.
And that's, I think, some of the your competitors. They say that they've been in business all these many years, but a lot of them don't really take the time to educate themselves or their technicians. They just keep on going using the same old stuff that they did 20 some years ago. And here you are with this big truck, with the latest technologies, with you know uh, more kindness to the customer, and that probably goes a lot further than your competitors.
Yeah, most of my competitors are sending out, $8 an hour employees, and they get paid on commission, so they're there to upsell and upsell and upsell, and that's the only way they can make any money to feed their family. We all started out that way, and that's why I don't do that anymore. I just don't like, telling the person over the phone price and then getting there and it's 2 or 3 times more than what we talked about on the phone. And I just don't think that's fair to do to the customer. That's why we do in-home estimates.
And how do people, when they approach you or you approach them, and they want to say, well, how come your price is so much higher than this guy over here? Do you share with them, your all the equipment that you've bought and your training, or how do you answer that?
Well, once I explain what we do and the way that we do it, most people understand that we're doing something that's completely different than the other guys are doing. I walk up to the door with my corner guards in my hand, and they're like, "Well, what are those?" And I say, "Oh, well, we use these to protect the corners around the walls and up the stairs." And it's just, you hate to say it, it's the dog and pony show. The more you do, the more value you can bring to them, the better off they are. We use little fans to speed dry the carpet, and 90% of the time the carpet's dry by the time we're leaving the house, which, that's real nice too.
Well, your website is called driesfast.com. So, your whole premise is trying to get it as dry as possible. Now, how do you differ? Because you're offering a truck-mounted steam cleaning or hot water extraction that's pretty fast in dry times, and yet there's services out there that offer so-called dry cleaning that may not be as dry as yours when you're done.
Yeah, well, most of the national franchises that go with the dry cleaning method, they're currently all switching over to Hydromaster PTO units where they're using an RX-20. They're wet cleaning the carpet the same as everybody else is. They're just leaving it wet for 2 or 3 days at a time. I hear that almost on a daily basis.
So the dry cleaners are switching to hot water extraction, and you have a hot water extraction, and you're getting dry times the way they're trying to advertise.
It's
crazy.
backwards.
Yeah. So, where do you see this industry going? Because, you started out 20-some years ago. I would hope that it's improving.
Well, I would say we made more money back in the early 90s than we are today, just due to the fact the cost of doing business is so much more. We used to print out flyers and have the neighborhood kids pass them out, and it made the phone ring off the hook. Direct mail and stuff like that just does not work anymore. And to stay on the first page of Google, it takes time, effort, and money, and it's a lot more than making a couple hundred flyers a week.
The old school way of doing business, the flyers and the business cards and the networking, it used to work a lot. And that's what I've been hearing from a lot of people, is that people are so tired of getting mail. They're so tired of getting, they've passed these laws that you're not allowed to solicit anymore or hand out stuff. And, companies are struggling to get their names out there. So, how are you trying to maintain your name out there in the community?
Well, I use all the social media platforms. We keep our internet up. I've got a fantastic wrap on my vehicle that gets my message out real well. Just being there, having the referrals, having the people that go to the website and check it out. It's tough to break into this business. In Albuquerque, there's got to be 400 or 500 carpet cleaners. Yet you can't find anybody. last I checked on Angie's list, they had 263 listed. Well, if there's 263 listed, there's another 150 that they don't have a phone book, they don't have any ads, their van's not wrapped or lettered, and they work for cash, and those are the guys that are bad for the industry.
Wow. I mean, I look at my small town, and there's probably about 60 carpet cleaning companies, and I couldn't have ever imagined that I'd have to compete against 400 and some, carpet cleaners. That to me would be insane in itself. It's like having a Starbucks on every corner. At one point you're trying to grow, but you're competing against so many people, and I'm sure that a lot of those carpet cleaners utilize what's called bait and switch advertising, and I know that that's bad for the industry.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, and they don't last long. Albuquerque's a pretty non-forgiving town. Once you've screwed over a few people, your name gets out there and you're done. They don't last for 6 or 8 months. They just run out of money. It costs too much money to do business. They go in with the low budget, low dollar. We'll go in for $89. Well, they don't leave for $89. And if they do, carpet's wet for 3 or 4 days, and people are mad, and then you got to go fix their mess. Mm-hmm. And, you earn a customer that way, but, it's put a sour taste in their mouth, that's for sure.
Now, is there a different culture between Albuquerque and Santa Fe? I mean, are the people a little different? Because I know I'll go from like, San Diego up to San Jose, and the culture is just a little different, and it's only, an hour drive or so.
Yeah, Santa Fe is it's a fantastic market. There's a lot of, most of the people that live there with the big money are from out of town. It's their second or third home. Oprah Winfrey's got a house up there. There's several celebrities that live up in Santa Fe. And when things are good, Santa Fe's a rocking little town. When things are bad, Santa Fe closes up. And it's the Spanish culture. All the families get together and they eat together on the weekends. If you do one family member, you're doing everybody's house. So, that's nice. But it's going to take Santa Fe a little while to turn back around. Just the recession really hurt Santa Fe. Being that there's so many second and third homes up there for people.
Wow. Now let's go back a little bit. We talked about some of your services. Now, I've seen some of your pictures about the polishing, the honing of stones and marble. How has that impacted your business? I mean, because I see a lot of people now kind of getting out of the carpet in their homes, and they're going to more, stone or more natural floor coverings.
Well, I've seen over the course of time that I've seen the carpet come and go. I've seen the tile come and go. I've seen the stone come and go. It just all goes on a cycle. People get rid of the carpet, they put down the laminate floor, and they hate dust mop on the floor every day. So guess what? They put area rugs down. Guess what? The area rugs got to be cleaned. Guess what? Costs more to pick up area rugs, take them, and pit wash them than it does to clean carpet. So 2 years later, laminate looks like crap. What do? They put some pad down and put down some more carpet. It's what happens. The stone work, if you've not been trained in stone polishing, that's not something that a guy just wants to jump into willy-nilly. You can't hurt it, you can't ruin it, but it costs a lot more to fix it than it does to just do it the right way the first time.
Now my son is stationed in El Paso, and they get a lot of dust storms. Do they get those in Albuquerque, and how does that affect the carpet?
No, well, I say no. We don't get the dust storms like Phoenix and down there in El Paso, where it's just a giant wall of dust. We have a lot of dust out here, and it's super fine. The west side is worse than the east side, just due to the fact that that's the only place they're building. We've got a mountain on the east side of town that keeps all the dust down. But yeah, we don't. I don't. I think they call those. I can't remember what they call those big dust storms. But yeah, we don't have any of those out here.
Now, do you do anything, with the community? I mean, do you help out in any different capacity at different organizations?
I did extreme home makeovers here in town. They had a cleaning crew that left the set the night before the episode was supposed to air, and we went in and cleaned the whole house. We did some tile work. We cleaned the wood floors. We did the countertops, did some tile in the bathroom. I've done a lot for a couple of the homeless shelters here in town, clean the showers, clean some restrooms and stuff like that for them. You can't do everything for free, but you sure try to help out as much as a person can, you know.
What was your thinking when you went from, the big truck that you have? I mean, I see a lot of guys now are kind of going to those big trucks. Is it just because more room, more power, more capability, little of everything?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's a giant billboard that's rolling down the road that gets your message out. It holds all the equipment for doing stonework and tile and carpet cleaning and having a floor machine and a CBR and all the stuff that we carry to do it the right way. The vans just don't do it. I mean, you can clean carpet or you can clean tile out of a van. And I just didn't want to have to be unloading stuff every day, all day long in between jobs to, we got one job that's carpet, one job that's tile. I've got everything on the truck that I need.
Now, do you have a crew that works with you, or is it just you all the time now?
It's just me typically right now. Yeah, I don't want to say why the last guy quit me, but he had been with me for 7 years and a couple of babies from a couple of different mothers. That's all I'm going to say. And he quit when he found out they wanted some money from him. But yeah, it's just me. I can pretty much do the majority of it myself. The casino that I do, that's a lot of work. But once you've got it figured out, you can make pretty good runs of it. The extra help, I don't need to pay to have a friend in the truck, extra money for lunch, Gatorades, and then they just stand around most of the time anyway because I like to clean. This is what I do. I don't need to be watching somebody else that I know that's not doing it the way that I want it done.
But, I met you a couple years ago, and I guess it was out in San Jose, for the first time, and you do have kind of a companion that comes with you on some things, and that's your dog,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I've got a wolf Malamute mix. He goes to work every day, hangs out at my dad's business. Super fantastic animal. If he had thumbs, I'd be in trouble.
I mean, it just seemed when I was there, I saw the dog, and it's like, he's the friendliest dog I ever saw, and he kind of, you look at him, he's kind of got the wolf the features, but he's not intimidating whatsoever.
No, he's a big lover. That's the interaction. That's he gets that every day, so that's what he gives back.
When you clean, do you try to schedule all your carpet cleaning in one day, or you just kind of say, well, whatever Mrs. Jones wants, this is what we're going to do, and then we'll go to the next customer and do whatever they do, or do whatever they want us to do?
Yeah, I get to people's house all the time, and they add on, extra rooms, or can you do the tile in the kitchen, and most of the time we've got enough time in between jobs that we can add an extra service. While I'm there, it's not a big deal. Uh, Sometimes they spring them on you, and holy moly, you can't get everything accommodated in one day. And I hate putting people off. So, if they want to add a bunch, we'll get as much as we can do, and then we'll come back tomorrow or the next day and finish the rest of it.
So you do upholstery and carpets and tile, stone. How about wood floors? Do you do those?
I've done wood floors. It's not something that I like to do. Uh, and then the new laminate stuff, there's no refinishing those. Once they're scratched, they're done. So the wood floors that are out there, they're good wood floors. And if somebody wants it done, I've got the stuff to do it. It's a 3 or 4 day deal usually. So I've got to toss it up and say, can I charge enough to not do anybody else for 2 or 3 days, or so that's something that the wood floors we don't like to do those too often.
I around here I know that the people that do wood floors, I mean, it's very dusty, and they got to put tarps everywhere and cover everything, and so I understand probably why it's very time consuming, and it's not always something that you want to do, because with carpet you're pulling out the dust. You're making all that cleaner. Um, and I would just say that probably wood floors wouldn't be my ideal choice either.
Yeah, no, I'll run into that with Saltillo too every now and then. Sometimes you've got to take Saltillo all the way down to the bare clay, and if you got to go down that far, it's it's a lot of work, and it's super messy, very expensive.
Now, when you're cleaning commercial properties, are they basically empty? I mean, do you have people walking while you're trying to clean? You know.
Now, any commercial stuff I try to typically do when there's not going to be anybody there, because you just hate people walking around, trip and fall hazards. Uh, there's just too many liabilities doing commercial work when you got a bunch of people hanging around.
Now, how would I mean with residential? I mean, I know you take corner guards in, and you're very protective of your customer's property. Um, kind of walk us through the process. I mean, you go from the truck to the house. I mean, you got a lot of hoses, so how do you prevent them from being tripped on or tripped over? Or,
Well, usually I try to set them down and just let the customer know, go ahead and just sit down here in the kitchen, and when we're done, you know, you'll be free to walk around. Uh, we get such fast dry times that I don't worry about slip and fall hazards too much. I do warn every customer every time uh, about transition areas could be slick if they've got to do any walking on the carpet after it's been pre-sprayed or extracted. Uh, so there's just a lot of warning going on with people. And being that, a lot of my customer base is repeats, they already know the situation. Thank God in 20 years I've never had anybody slip and fall or anything like that. So,
now, you go through a lot of process of protecting the client. Now, what do you do to protect the furniture or the carpet or the floors, not from your process, but for them to stay cleaner longer?
we use solvent base impregnating sealer, uh, spray that on the carpet. We can use it on the stone. We can use it on furniture. We've got several different brands and manufacturers of the sealers. Uh, Everybody thought for a long time it was hocus pocus, but I'm telling you, the sealers are a fantastic add-on. That's the only add-on I'll offer people, and I don't push it. The ones that have had it, they reapply it every time because they see the results.
And it helps protect against soil and liquid spills from becoming stains? How does that work?
Yeah, it's gonna, it's not gonna keep the carpet from getting dirty. It's just gonna let us get the carpet as clean as we got it the first time, the next time. It's amazing stuff.
And it helps, keep it cleaner. I mean, yeah, soil is going to cling to it, but when you go to clean it or you go to vacuum it, it's going to release that a little bit better.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of that goes with we're not leaving any soap residue behind. A lot of cleaners run their soap right through the truck, and that's or the wand, and that's all they do. They don't follow up with a rinse. We put the pre-spray down first, and then we rinse all the soap out of the carpet, so we're not leaving any sticky residues behind. And then, of course, we'll put the stain guard down, and then groom the stain guard down in with our final grooming, and that allows the stain guard to get all the way down to the base of the carpet, and it actually helps the carpet dry even a little bit faster.
So that's the difference between your truck, your system, and some of the your competitors that have the lower priced, smaller equipment. Is that you can actually go through the stage of rinsing the carpet instead of throwing all the detergent in the truck and having it clean that way.
Yep. Some of the hardest stains to remove are actually soap residue. Soap residue is a horrible, horrible problem because it just keeps getting worse and worse over time because the customer tries to clean it themselves and it gets bigger and bigger. It's kind of like an iceberg. The acid rinse definitely does help rinse the soap out of the carpet. And once you've got the soap rinsed out of the carpet, it does stay clean a lot longer.
Now, how can people get a hold of you, if they have questions about their cleaning or they want to schedule?
I'm available, pretty much Monday through Friday. We do work every other Saturday. We can get a hold of me with an email, a text message, phone call, 505-620-4682. I answer the cell phone if it's next to me and I can hear it. If not, you can leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I've got the truck shut off. That's the only time I don't answer the phone.
It's ironic because I'm in Pennsylvania and you're in Albuquerque. I'm 2 hours ahead. And if people are watching this, you understand that Ron is actually up early. I mean, he's probably up before the sun. So we're recording this at I don't know, it's 10:30 now, so it's 8:30 your time. But you've been up since what time?
I usually get up every day about 4 o'clock.
4
o'clock. Get to the office about 5:15 and do a little maintenance on the truck and check the calendar and wake up and get ready.
And do people call you that early, or are you just?
People start calling between 6:30 and 7. They know I get an early start.
Yeah, I mean, around here, people are lucky if they get to work at 8:30, and you're already at work at 4.
Yeah, usually I've already done one job by 8:30.
Wow, so the shift I think in Albuquerque is everybody likes to get up early to get their jobs or their day done. Is it that way everywhere, or just the way you think?
And I think it's just the way I think. If I could find somebody that would do what I could do, I'd have an employee. But now, most of the people in Albuquerque are pretty lazy. I put a lot of effort into my business to make sure that I can give people the best.
Nice.
Takes a little extra time, but well worth it.
Now, let's talk about carpet because what I've discovered is that a lot of the carpet from the 60s and 70s lasts forever. I don't know if it was the way it was manufactured, but this new carpet is I guess it's designed to be cheaper for people to afford. But is it cleanable? I mean, does it wear as well?
No, it definitely does not wear as well. I've got clients that have got carpet from the 60s and 70s, and it's white and it still cleans up and looks amazing. And then I've got clients with the new carpet, and I won't mention any brands, but uh, it cleans and it cleans fine, but it what we call in the industry it uglies out. It's kind of like taking a Coke bottle and you can look through a plastic Coke bottle. Well, you sling it down the street a couple of times and then you can't see through it. It's scratched. It doesn't reflect the light. Therefore, it looks gray and dingy and uglied out. Uh, Anytime I've got a customer that's talking about getting new carpet, I recommend spending way more than they had initially thought because the cheaper the carpet they buy, the least amount of time it's going to last.
Now, do you recommend clients put a thicker pad in or a better type of pad to help protect the carpet?
Yeah, that's definitely a huge factor. You want, the best pad available. Too thick of a pad will leave terrible indentions in the carpet. Too thin a pad is going to wear the carpet out. Uh, they need to have a good pad and they need to have a good carpet and they need good installers. You can't get a good installation from Home Depot for $49 for a whole house. It's just they don't have the time to do it the right way. And if it's not done the right way, it's not going to last as long.
Let's talk about that for a few minutes, and because I want people to understand that we're not blasting Home Depot. There are some people that do a good job. It just depends on the technician that you're getting. But if they're going to select an installer, they want to have it power stretched, right, instead of knee kicked in,
Yeah.
because otherwise they're going to have problems down the road, which is going to affect not only the cleanability, but the wear and tear and everything else on the carpet.
Yeah, and they don't glue the carpet to the baseboard, and there's several steps that they miss. Typically, you get where the seams are bad, and I mean you can just tell a bad install as soon as you walk in. And that's the carpet that uglies out because it's cheap carpet, and you have issues with that. But once you explain it to the customer, they typically understand.
Now, do you do repairs or do you just do the
I
clean?
I've got a guy in town that he's one of the best repair guys ever. Uh, I can make more money cleaning and doing tile and stone than I can doing repairs. Uh, but he does all the installations for me. That I got a customer that wants good carpet. I can source the carpet, have Dustin install it, no problem. He does fantastic work, and we team up quite a bit.
And I like that. I like that you have acknowledged that other people have strengths more than yours. You focus on the cleaning, and I've noticed that there's so many cleaners out there that want to be all things to all people. They want to offer everything, repairs and deodorization and water damage and this and this and this, and so they spend gobs of money on equipment. They have no idea how to use it. Where you're
Yeah,
focusing on just the cleaning and being the best cleaner, and if customers want other stuff, you know where to take them.
sure. We don't do any water damage. Too tough to break into that industry, being that most of the companies that are premier vendors, they're owned by the insurance companies or an investment group that owns the insurance companies. Uh, Very high liability work. We don't do any air ducts. You're right. We stick to cleaning and restoration. That's where we get the most bang for the buck.
Now, I've noticed that people get their carpets cleaned more frequently than some of the other aspects of their home, like area rugs and upholstery. Is there something that you kind of do to help encourage them to get other things cleaned?
Well, once you just let the people know the services that you offer, it opens up the doors to, all kinds of new conversations. I've got a lot of good before and after pictures that I'm able to show people the difference. Uh, it's just letting people know what you do, and the more communication you can have with them, the better off you are.
I know that you're a big share. Your type of work pictures. You share them on Google Plus, I see, and some of your Facebook. How has that helped educate people on the things that you do?
Well, it's definitely brought me new customers, and I didn't think that Facebook would generate customers, but it definitely has. Uh, and it gave me customers that were right in my demographics, the exact kind that I try to shoot for. Uh, Very surprising, but it does work. And the more you share, it just lets people know that, you do a good job and you're proud of your work and you stand behind it. And, that's what we're in business for.
Now, you try to get a lot of testimonials too, and you rely on testimonials from some of these outside resources like Yelp. I mean, is Yelp credible? I mean, do you find that it's helpful at all?
Well, I've got a couple of good Yelp reviews. You have to be a regular Yelp user for the reviews to stick. Uh, Something with their algorithm or programming or the way they do it. Google used to be real easy to get reviews, but Google has just made it very hard for customers to leave reviews. So unfortunately, we do have to use third-party sources to get people to leave reviews a lot of the time.
And I found that some of the Yelp reviews are because of the way Yelp allows people to randomly post, whether they're your customer or not, can be more detrimental than helpful.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. There needs to be some kind of accountability with them. Uh, People can just ruin people's reputations uh, by leaving bad reviews online. It's so hard to get them removed. And when you haven't even done anything for a person, that's really bad. But it does happen.
You've been in business for all these years, since 1991. You have a great reputation. You've been in this, not only in the industry, I mean, with Albuquerque and Santa Fe. If you didn't have a good reputation, I don't think that you'd be in business this long.
No, definitely not.
So evidently, you are doing some things that your competitors don't know how to do or don't do as well as you, because it really gives more of the authority to you, and you're rocking and rolling.
Well, a lot of it has to do with staying on top of the industry, going to trade shows and conferences, and uh, dealing with people on bulletin boards. And when you can discuss problems and issues with the best cleaners in the industry across the world, uh, you learn a lot. A lot of guys get stuck in the old routine. I'm a carpet cleaner, and they've been doing it the same way for 25 years, and they've never learned anything else. Uh, and it's unfortunate. I wish this industry was just like a plumber or an electrician, where you had to be certified uh, to do work. Uh, Plumbers don't get asked how much does it cost. Electricians don't. They just hand you a bill and you got to pay it. You know, it would keep the riffraff out of the business, that's for sure.
I know that there are some training classes available for cleaners, but it just seems like anybody can take them, anybody can pass them. They're not very difficult, but it really doesn't give you authority because nobody cares. Nobody asks, "Hey, are you a
I've
trained carpet cleaner?" No, nobody understands that.
and since 1991, I've never been asked one time if I was certified.
Wow. So all those governing bodies of classes that are being offered to carpet cleaners, they should put some of that money into marketing to let people know that people should be looking for some type of trained cleaner.
Absolutely.
Now, we have a few minutes left, and you know, I want you to share with people, any last thoughts, maybe why they need to come to you, or what they should look for in a cleaner.
Well, whether they use me or anybody else, I think it's best to use an owner operator. I think it's wise for somebody to have an in-home estimate the first time they're having somebody come clean their carpet, so they know exactly what they're getting into. Uh, you hate to badmouth anybody because everybody's got their way of doing business. I just try to do it the right way. I use the right products. My carpets stay cleaner longer. I'm able to get spots out of the carpet that other cleaners have left behind. Most of the time, it's soap stains, big soap residue spots. Uh, Go with an owner operator. Keep your money local. Don't let the franchises have it. They don't care. They're just marketing companies that happen to clean carpet. I'm a carpet cleaner that is struggling with marketing, and I love cleaning carpet.
And I think that is your secret for being in this business for as long as you have, because you love what you do.
Yeah, that's it. I think I'm pretty unemployable. I don't think I could work for many other people. I like what I do. That's why I'm in business. People trust me. I can't tell you how many times a week I show up. Ron, I got to go out the garage door, hit the button, and you leave. I don't know many other people that happens to, but I've got good customers. I take care of them, and they take care of me.
That is just probably the best way to ever stay in business, is just to take care of your customers. You
Yeah,
know,
you have to.
right? And to give them value at every cleaning that you provide. You know, let's we have like 2 minutes left, and I know that you had mentioned that you get a lot of value from Facebook and social media. Is there one particular uh, network that you like better than another?
I think Facebook is bigger. I don't know if it's going to stay around forever in the form that we've got it right now. Google is awfully powerful in the world of the internet, and not many people that I know use Google Plus as a form of social marketing other than business individuals. Uh, Most customers have never even heard of Google Plus. Is Everybody knows about Facebook though, but we just got to keep hoping it stays around.
Yeah, I mean, nothing out there anymore is guaranteed forever. Social
No,
media came about, probably a decade ago in its current form. And now there's just so many of them. Besides Facebook, there's Twitter and LinkedIn and Google Plus and Instagram and Pinterest, and now everybody's sharing everything, and nothing is a secret anymore. And you know, I think sometimes it's overwhelming to the business owner like yourself, the owner operator, to try to latch on to one or two things, because there's so many things out there. But if they try to do them all, they'll never get any work done or get anything done for their clients.
yeah, that's the absolute truth. You know, who does everybody go to when they're looking for something? They go to Google.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, Google, whoever she is, she's right, and everybody else is wrong. I think Google's actually a number, not a female, but anyway, uh, they've got it down. So you got to play by Google's rules.
I think you're the you're the first person who ever said Google's a woman.
Well, she's right, that's for sure.
That is just it's just a funny thing, and the there are going to be times when I think that entrepreneurs struggle to decide where their marketing is going to go. Do we rely on, old school, old fashioned, flyers, handshakes, networking, referrals,
Well,
or do we
I
rely on
hope all
new
my
technology?
I hope all my competition spends all the money they have as fast as they can and get out of business. And that way, the good cleaners, we're going to get it all. Uh, there's very few of us that do it the right way, but the ones that do, we're going to be in business from here on out.
Yeah,
I don't worry about that.
I think if you've been in business this long, Ron, you don't have any problems into the future. I think that the customers in Albuquerque and Santa Fe would be honored to use your service. I think you go above and beyond, not only with education, but with constantly improving your own skill set to improving your equipment and knowing how to build rapport with your customers and fan base.
Well, my goal in this business is definitely to give people more value than I take away from them. And as long as I do that, I know that I'm going to see them again and I'm going to do their friends. And I've got customers that I'm doing their kids' houses now. Uh, so yeah, it does. It speaks volumes for the way that I've been in business and the customers that I have.
And being in business that long, you see families grow, you see generations go through, and you start to understand their history, their how they do things. You know their personalities.
Oh, the stories that I could tell. Oh my goodness. I'd be in jail if I could repeat some of the stories that I've heard from people and the things that I found underneath beds. We don't need to go into that though. But yeah, usually when I show up at a past client's house, the conversation picks up right where it left off the last time. And it's nice.
And you get to know those people. You like you said, the conversation picks up. So you have that mental note of exactly who they were, what they have. You know, I know that a lot of guys computerize all their systems and take notes and do everything, but I think you're the type of person who can visually go into a home, know exactly, the conversation you had a year ago or 2 years ago or even 5 years ago, and you know exactly what they want done.
Yep, that's pretty much the way it is. Uh, it, it's just nice having good rapport with people and building a trust value. Uh, if I trust them, they trust me. That's why they leave if they've got to go somewhere. Lock the house up. I don't know many people that hear that,
Yeah,
especially in the service industry.
right. And I think that's the biggest takeaway with service type industries. People need to trust you. You're being left alone with their assets, their house, their possessions, you know, and you could have a run of the mill of the place and do whatever you want, but they trust you to do your job.
Yeah, trust is a huge thing in this industry. If people don't trust you, you're not going to last.
Right. I want to end it with that note because I think trust is the key. But I want to thank you, Ron, for doing this interview, and it's very enlightening because I've got to learn a little bit about you, a little bit about your business, a little bit about the people in Albuquerque and Santa Fe, and For those that are listening, I want you to all go to Ron's site, which is driesfast.com. It's You're the Boss Carpet Cleaning. Go to his Facebook, go to his Google Plus, go to his YouTube. It should all be under You're the Boss Carpet Cleaning or very similar. And get to know Ron, get to know him as a person. And if you're in those areas, call and get him to come out and clean, because he's going to treat you the right way.
Rob, appreciate your time, and thanks for keeping me on the cutting edge of this new marketing that we've got. In Albuquerque and Santa Fe, yeah, give me a call. We're here to take care of you, and you're going to definitely love what we give you.